What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to MK Bricks. Here in front of us I have the new 2022 Speed Champions Aston Martin set. We have the Aston Martin Vantage GT3 as well as the Aston Martin Valkyrie AMR Pro. And honestly, I'm just going to say right now, these two particular cars as Speed Champions have been such a fantastic build, and I'm going to kind of go over why, but I will say right now they all have very unique designs and unique building techniques that I have not seen before in a Speed Champions set. The first thing we're going to talk about right now is the Aston Martin Vantage GT3. Now I'm going to go ahead and move the Valkyrie, and I want to show you some things about the GT3 that I found really neat. Before we get started on each model, I want to tell you that I am not a car buff by any means. I have no idea what a lot of these parts are called, but I will say that I am a fan of building Speed Champions, and they're a lot of fun, so I'll do my best and just educate me in the comment section below on what some of these car parts are called. But let's go ahead and take a look at the front of the car where you'll see the grille. We have the two lime green tooths that are actually placed in front of the grille, which gives it a really unique design look overall. I'm really a big fan of how that grille looks. You can tell underneath, if we actually even lift up the car, you can see underneath there's the studs that protrude out from the bottom. Not a big fan of it. It doesn't bother me too much, but it's whatever. And we're going to go ahead, and if we zoom in more, you'll notice that the headlights are actually printed on, not stickers this time, which is fantastic. I've always said that they needed to do printed on headlights just to kind of make room for better design. So it's finally there. I'm super stoked. Now we're going to go ahead and keep moving forward. We'll see that there's stickers on top of the hood with the Aston Martin logo and the lime green and gray, pretty much a two-tone color going on right there. And you can see even on the windshield that it's actually printed on once again. No more stickers on the windshield. Thank goodness. I couldn't stand that before. It just looked awful. Now if we look into the hood, you'll see that there's actually some diagonal pieces with the studs revealed. There's an opening in that hood. It actually looks really nice, really sleek, giving it that very detailed look that we all, I think, really want in a car set like this, so especially for Speed Champions. If you go to the side, you'll notice how low it gets to the ground, which is pretty accurate to the actual car model itself. We see one stud on the side by the door. You can see that there's a couple stickers where the trims are at the bottom. You have the Vantage GT3 logo printed on the door. I want to point out that this part right here, I personally think it could be a little more, like it could raise up a little more. It's supposed to be a little more grooved rather than flat. I don't know why they chose to do it that way, but I don't know. It's what it is. And we will actually see that there's a couple stickers here. They're kind of blurred for a second. There's a sticker there and the same thing on the other side. We're going to go ahead and turn to the back. If we look at the rear, you'll see that the taillights are completely unique. Now, the taillights actually stand out because they stick out protruding on each side. If I raise the camera a bit, you can see how it does that. Really neat design. You can see that the 1x2 tile actually has a Aston Martin print on the front of the tile, and we can see that the AMR sticker is slapped onto the back. Now this part right here, I love how it looks. Each part has stickers slapped onto it. Even on the sides, you can see right there, it's slapped on. Same thing with the other side, so that lime green trim looks great. Also notice the two mufflers protruding out from the back. The spoiler itself, we're going to go ahead and rotate this real quick. You can see that they are clipped in, so they could actually be, the spoiler could actually raise up and back down, and it says Aston Martin Racing. So if we go ahead and go to the side of the passenger side, it's the same thing, symmetrical to the driver's side. So it looks great. I'm definitely pleased with this whole look overall. The Aston Martin Vantage GT3 looks fantastic. Now I'm going to get up a bit. I'm in a tight space here. Let me go ahead and remove the windshield. One thing I really want to point out, we're going to take this driver out real quick. Look at the seats. That is a very unique design choice they decided to go with. That's something I have not done before on any Speed Champions set. Just the fact that you have this kind of like cut look, like right under the actual, I guess, the cushion, looks so unique and interesting. And if we go ahead and rotate this around, notice the center console. You got some buttons. It looks like the stick shift right there, and then you have the steering wheel and the dashboard. So very unique look. I'm loving the interior a lot. Personally, I'm a big fan of it. And the windshield just pops right back on, right over here. No problem at all. You have your lime green mirrors. Great look. Not a lot of stickers. I mean, you got a little bit, you know, just with the hood going up to the back right here. This is a sticker right here, but you have this printed. You have the headlights printed. Overall, a fantastic look. Aston Martin Racing is also a sticker. So, fantastic. Love this build. Now, if you ask me, I'm going to tell you right now, I think that the Vantage GT3 is a little wider than other Speed Champion sets that I've actually got to build. Not by much, but you could tell it's just a little more, yeah, wide in the front at least. So I definitely caught that with the frame when I was putting it together. When I first started it out, I was like, hey, this is a little wider than usual. But wow, honestly, I was very impressed with this model right here. So let's go ahead and let's talk about the Valkyrie AMR Pro. Here we have the Valkyrie AMR Pro, which I want to point out real quick. This is a whole different monster compared to other Speed Champion sets I've done. This one is really unique, and I'm going to explain that a little more later, but let's go ahead and focus on the front right here where you can see the grille. Now, I love the two-tone color, the red and the black going on here. You have your stickers on the inside. When we go ahead and move on up, once again, you'll notice that there's headlights that are printed on. You do have a sticker for the two-tone color of the lime green and the dark green, as well as the AMR logo printed on the right and the Aston Martin symbol printed on. Now, if we go on up, you'll notice once again, the windshield has a print on it. Very nice look overall, no stickers, it's just a print. And the windshield itself has a very different look than most Speed Champion sets that I've done too. I don't know if this has been done on older sets, but it looks great. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move on to the back. You'll notice that there's a sticker right here. I don't know what this part is called. I'm going to call it the fin. Please correct me in the comments below. The fin has a sticker on the left and on the right side. I'll get a better image or better shot of that in a second. You have your AMR prints, the stickers that are on the curvature part, and then the spoiler has stickers as well. Now if we go to the side, look at how incredibly low that is to the ground. It's amazing, and it moves smoothly. There's no drag at all. So it's really low to the ground. And one thing I really have to point out, besides how low that hangs to the ground, is look at the hubcaps. Those are printed on. I'm going to get a better, let's zoom in a little more. The hubcaps are printed on. Those are not stickers. I did not expect that when I was actually building this together. I thought they were just going to be the regular hubcaps we normally get. Nope, those are printed on. Looks awesome. Pretty close to accurate from what you see on the actual model. Now this part right here, it does move left and right. Careful with it, right? You got to be up and it goes up and down. You got to be very careful with it. It's pretty fragile. Let's go ahead and notice the curvature right here. More flat right here, but curvature right here. Now this part is I'm going to call these the lashes, the lash print. On the original, I think probably the demo model, they actually went out that way. The final model comes down. And then you can see the Valkyrie print right there on the, what I called the fin. Now let's go to the back. Notice the two mufflers in the back. Besides that, let's acknowledge that spoiler. I've never seen anything like that on a car. Never seen anything like it on a Speed Champion set. It's very unique, very interesting. Very, very fun to build. It was just something else. There was a little bit of a challenge to it. So if you haven't really built Speed Champion sets before, this might give you a little more of a challenge. Now, if we go to the passenger side, same thing, very symmetrical. And we'll go back. There you got your sticker right there. But yeah, that is the exterior for the Valkyrie. Now we're going to go ahead and take the minifigure out. Put her right here. Push this back in. Let's notice the red seats. And if we go ahead and turn this around, you can see the center console. You got your steering wheel. So the center console is a little more plain compared to the Vantage, but it's suitable. There we go. I want to point out real quick this part right here, right? You can tell it's a little loose. Now, what happened is, and this is how they built it. If we lift this part up, you can see there's a connector piece, right? It actually moves in and out. If we go ahead and prop this back on, might take a minute to do so because I'm holding the camera with one hand. There we go. Now, it's the same thing for this side. If we go ahead and lift this up, sometimes it'll get caught on here. So you do have to make sure you push this in and it'll sit in there perfectly. I mean, there's a little bit of wiggle room, not too bad, but it sits there and it gives this aerodynamic look along with this part right here. So it looks fantastic. And if we put the windshield back on, here we go, snaps on perfectly, no problem at all. It looks stunning. Now, one more thing I want to point out about these two cars. If I put the Vantage next to the Valkyrie, and I'm going to get up, I want you to take a look. Notice that the Valkyrie is a lot longer. You could tell the Vantage is wider, especially up front, but it's a lot more aerodynamic looking and more slim on the Valkyrie, but a lot longer. Here, I'll get a better shot of that. There we go. Looks awesome. Was not expecting that, because when I looked at the box art, they actually have the models pretty much like this. And you can't tell that the Valkyrie is longer, but when you actually look up like that, I mean, yeah, it's pretty noticeable. Fantastic. We're going to take a moment to acknowledge the male and female Speed Champion driver minifigures, which look great. I'm actually a fan of it. I like the lime green suit on the male, and I like the gray suit with the green trims on the female. Now, I have never seen this haircut, the hairpiece on the female before. I'm sure it's probably not new. I just haven't seen one in any of the sets I've built, but it's got that bowl-like look to it. Now, the male has a pair of glasses, which are printed on, and he's got the spiky hair. So typical haircut piece you see with some of the Lego minifigures you get, such as Ross from Friends. And also, I want to point out that none of them have alternate faces. If we go ahead and turn them around, just like the front, they both have the AMR logo printed, as well as the Aston Martin symbol. So just like that. And they both get two black helmets. Oops, there that one goes. Two black helmets and a wrench as well. So I'm pleased. I like the minifigures they came with. This is really neat. Definitely a fan of it. So my final thoughts of the 2022 Aston Martin Speed Champion sets. Overall, it's very positive. Very good start to the 2022 Speed Champion set. I got a couple more of these, such as the new Ferrari and the Mercedes-Benz that I still have to put together and I want to do reviews on, but this is looking good. I'm definitely happy that they're listening to the Lego fans with the printed on headlights and the windshield, because those were terrible to put stickers on. It allows for more room to create a better design. I'm loving the fact that they actually have this new hubcap design that they just plastered on and didn't even have to use stickers. You know, they're getting away from what seems, you know, just to be your kind of redundant, you know, hubcaps that you normally put together. I mean, not that it's a bad thing, but this is neat. I like that a lot. And I'm also happy with the fact that they took two standard race cars pretty much, and you could tell by the dimensions that, you know, the Vantage is wider and the Valkyrie is longer. It's a lot more aerodynamic looking. So they're kind of really looking at these models, and they're really looking at how they can make them unique in their own ways. The spoilers on the spoiler on the Valkyrie is amazing, just how different that looks. The taillights, even on the Vantage, that was really cool. I like how they protrude out. It's nothing too different compared to the last few sets that they've come out with, but they're making an effort. I'm loving how low that car looks to the ground, even with the Vantage. I mean, it's not as low as the Valkyrie, but it's cool. I'm very pleased, and I think I'll be a little more surprised when I open up the Ferrari as well as the Mercedes-Benz, and we'll see what else, you know, with the Lamborghini coming out. But this all comes out on March 1st, and I hope you enjoy your build when you get it. Let me know what you think in the comments section below, and take care, and I'll catch you in the next video.